Welcome back. So let's do some functional testing in this lecture. So we had made sure that app was successfully launched from your Appium script. And the next step, what you have to do here is, let's say you want to click on this alert views. Okay. And here, text entry, we will select this, we will type hello, and then let's click on the OK. And finally, we will select this confirm and you get a pop-up like this. Let's select this confirm and come back to home page again. Okay, so let's try to do these activities and see how can we automate this process using Appium. All right. So first, if I want to click on this alert views, I need locator of this so that I can tell my Appium script to go to this locator and click. Okay. So for that reason, let's go back to Appium inspector. So if I select alert views, see on the first selection, it selected entire menu item. So you don't get a unique IDs here. So carefully come to the hierarchy what you are seeing here, right? So if you scroll down here, there is something called alert views. So when you select this hierarchy, now exactly only this is highlighted. And for this specific object, you have a nice locators available, the what developer have written. You have ID and you also have value attribute, name attribute, label. So using this, you can define XPath also. Okay, so I assume that you are aware of basics of XPath. If not, there is one video of mine in YouTube. You can check it out to know how to write an effective XPath for any element. Okay, so see, they have also designed XPath for us. You know, the syntax of XPath is / tag name at the rate attribute equals to value. So they have selected attribute called name at the rate the attribute equals to value of that attribute, which is alert views. So this is how you write your customized XPath syntax. So you can use name attribute, or you can use value, you can use label, because all these three are uniquely saying that it can click on alert views. Okay, so if you don't want XPath, you also have ID here. So you can directly use this ID alert views and you can select it. So you have two locators available. So one thing you have to remember, when you are automating iOS, 99% times you should use either ID or XPath. That's all. You don't have CSS concept in Appium. You can use name attribute as well, find element by name, but that is going to deprecate soon. So I would recommend you to use either XPath or ID. Okay. So keeping that in mind, let's go ahead and start building some test around it. So this is a base test, right? So you can create one more test and you can inherit this code every time whenever you write a new test. Okay, you need not repeat this every time. You can place it in the base test like this. So instead of public static void main, let's write this all the code in one method. Public void, let's say decide capabilities. All right. Okay. So move your cursor and add throws declaration. And finally, you have to return this driver. So we can simply call this method wherever we want in our actual test, because this test method returns driver. That's all we need. We are doing all this and finally we are taking the driver object, right? Because this is responsible to continue your execution. So ultimately we need this variable. So this code does all the work and gives you back the driver. Okay. So I will make it as static. So I can use this method now in any class without creating object of that class. Okay. So I will start with class Appium click test. So this is your actual test. So let's try to extend base iOS test. If I inherit this, then I can directly use that static method called decide capabilities here. Okay, right. So first step is that you have to create driver object for your test, which you have already done here. So you can simply call this method in your test and that returns driver. Okay, so this is iOS driver, right? Import that, and you should also give throws declaration. Good. So now you have successfully created driver object here. So next step is to start clicking on that accessibility ID. So our step 1, we need to click on alert views, right? So we have this accessibility ID. So driver dot find element, search for accessibility ID. You will have one here. Yeah, this one, find element by accessibility ID. It's a singular, right? And you have your alert views. This is what ID we have, right? So on this, I would just say click. Okay, so we are finding the element. So this is self-explanatory, right? So we are finding the element with an accessibility ID of alert views. So this step will actually take you to this point, and then you have to tell what action you have to perform on that particular object. So you want to click it. So you want to click it so that if you click on this, it will take you to the next page. That is your goal. So you have written a step which clicks on this. Good. So now you reached this step, right? Okay. Now let's go ahead and inspect for that page. Okay. So now to go to that page, you can just tap by selecting alert views. So it will take you to the second page. Hold on. It is taking few seconds time. Right. So here our goal is to select on text entry. When you select this, you are not getting unique identifiers here, but I told you, right? So come down to your hierarchy of the code, and here it says OK, right? And if you scroll down, it's a text entry. Here it is. When you select this, then you are getting properties like accessibility ID and all these attributes. So you still have ID to click, but this time let's go with XPath. Okay, so this is the tag name, right? XCUI element type static text, and we have attribute called name. So let's design XPath around it. You already have it here. You can blindly use that. Okay, so let me use this XPath, but if you want to write your own XPath, so you know the syntax, right? If not, let me show you. This is the syntax for writing an XPath: / tag name @attribute equals to value, right? So this is the XPath. So let's build that. Driver dot find element. You should get a suggestion. Let's not write something like this. Yes, by dot XPath. Tag name is this XCUI element type static text. Okay, where is our Eclipse? Yeah, tag name @attribute. So attribute is a name, and what is the value of it? It's a text entry. Perfect. So this is your XPath. Okay, so same thing this guy have written here. So you can take it directly, or you can build your own XPath. On this, what you have to do, you should give one more click, because that opens one edit box, isn't it? So when you click on the text entry, if you tap on it, what happens? That will open an edit box where you can able to type anything here. Okay, so this is an edit box, and scroll down. So see if you are able to get any unique ID. Nope. So this is the one. If you go down, it's taking another one. Okay. All right. So basically type cell. If there is any edit box, in iOS, you will see a tag name with a type cell, right? This is actual locator to identify this edit box. Okay, so what you can do, there are no attributes defined here. Okay, so you know only tag name is only available for you here. Then how would you handle it? You can still write XPath around it, / tag name, that also becomes XPath. Okay, so don't worry about writing all these complicated XPath if you want to handle edit box. So if you understand that you are able to identify this edit box with a type cell, you can write an XPath with very simple manner. So this is a tag name, copy this. So driver dot find element XPath / tag name. So I told you, right, this is an XPath syntax, but if you don't give this, this is also valid. This block is also valid XPath. Okay, so here they complicated it by writing the in-depth XPath, but that is not required because there is only one edit box here. If you have multiple edit boxes, then this XPath may mess up because it identifies any other edit box also, because type cell refers edit box. If you have 3 edit boxes, then you may drill down by writing like this. But in our case, there is only one XPath, so you can directly use this XPath and select that. Dot. If you want to type anything in the edit box, you have to give a method called send keys, because you are sending some characters into that box. Let's say hello, right? That is a step. Next, you want to click on this OK button, right? You type something here. So send keys hello. You see, it's entering inside this box, but you have given this type cell, right? So if you want to know if this is a right element, select this type cell and send keys on this and see if it is doing it. Perfect, it did. That means this is the right locator, so which we have given already. Next, I want to click on OK button, and when you select OK button, you have an accessibility ID. Okay, so let's blindly use that and close this pop-up, right? So this is the next step. Dot find element with accessibility ID, right? Okay, dot click. Perfect. So that closes the pop-up. What next? Now you want to click on this confirm cancel. So we have handled one option in this first section, right? Now let's try to click on this confirm cancel. Okay, so let's carefully investigate the hierarchy here. If you select this, then you are getting accessibility ID, confirm, cancel. Okay, so we have ID, so it's good. You can directly use this in your driver dot find element of accessibility ID. Okay, so dot click. So once you click on that confirm cancel, you will get one pop-up like this. Okay, so now your goal is to select confirm and also extract this text. Let's see how can we do that. So you want to make sure that this text is correct, right? So you have a name attribute here, but name attribute is also text only. Okay, then it may not be ideal one to take this locator, but we can use some regular expression here. So I will try to write an XPath, and that XPath I will say contains only a message. Let me show you. So this way you will understand how we can write a regular expression XPaths as well. So driver dot find element with an XPath. So // tag name, if you want to take it any, then you can give regular expression star contains @name. What is this? A message. Dot get text. Okay. So I am writing an XPath and asking my script to scan that entire page and see if you see any message keyword in name attribute. Okay, contains. I am not giving full text. So this will scan this entire page, and wherever it find any name attribute with a message text, then what are we doing there? We are going to that element and we are grabbing the entire text. So this will go and grab this complete text. Okay, we want to make sure if that is the right text or not. So let me print it in the output. So you will see if that is the right text what you are expecting. Later you can put assertions based upon which framework you use, like TestNG or JUnit. So for now we will just log it in the output and see, so that we know that we are able to grab the text from mobile app pages into our output. Okay, right. So once you grab the text, and then finally you want to select confirm, and for confirm there is an accessibility ID, right? So it's easy for us. So copy this and you can directly provide confirm dot click, and that's all. This is what we want to do in our first test. So in this test, we covered how to click on any element in mobile app. We also covered how to enter any values in edit boxes, and we covered how to grab the text from the app pages. Let's run this code and see how this goes. Okay, put double slashes here. We missed this while writing an XPath. Hope you caught that. So I'll go ahead and run this test, and I will quickly open my emulator. Let's see. Step 1, it has to click on alert views. Great. Select text entry, enter that edit box. Okay, perfect, all good. And now let's confirm that there is a text logged in our output. Great, you can see that this is what we need. Good. So in this tutorial, we now understood how to perform some basic automation, but this is not enough, guys. So these are common actions you have in browser also, but when you are dealing with mobile apps, you have some special gestures, like how you can scroll, how you can swipe, and how you can long press, 3D touches. Lot of things are there. We will try to understand step by step on each topic in the upcoming videos. Okay, thank you.